Friends, Greg Newmaster coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Mafex BANE from the Batman Knightfall series. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and help me to build my channel. So Bane, what a great character, what a great rogue for Batman. Loved him in The Dark Knight Rises, the Christopher Nolan film. I thought he was played excellently by Tom Hardy. People think it was a little bit comical. I really enjoyed it. He was probably portrayed the best in Batman the Animated Series, as most things are portrayed in the Batman world the best in Batman the Animated Series. But such a great character, such a great time in comics. The late 80s, early 90s. A lot of dark stuff happening. A lot of deconstructionism with the superheroes. A lot of people getting their butts kicked. We get Superman getting killed by Doomsday. We get Green Lantern going nuts and turning into Parallax. We get the black costumes, Spider-Man and Venom, and the edginess of the McFarlane days. Wolverine gets his adamantium ripped out, and Batman gets his back broken. And then we get the edgy, darker Azrael Batman. So here we have Bane, such a great character, such a great foil to Batman. A more physical villain versus Joker, who's just insane and chaotic and anarchic, or however they want to portray him at any given moment. I always liked the combat of Batman. I like seeing him fighting and matching up with somebody, because Batman's so good at everything. He's the greatest detective, he's the greatest fighter, and he's just a great superhero. So you want to see him get defeated every once in a while, because it just makes it exciting and interesting. So Knightfall, a dark time, a dark story. Essentially, Bane comes and he springs all of Batman's villains from prison. They all get out. It takes Batman months to gather them all up, and he weakens Batman physically and psychologically. And then when Batman's at his lowest, he pounces and he breaks his back, as we have here in Batman 497. Issue 11 of Knightfall story arc. And such great artwork there. Beautiful artwork. Such an iconic image. So if you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, this is 1993. This was very exciting, very exciting. And it's just as when Superman fell to Doomsday, you know. It was just another one of those momentous events in comic book history. So there he is there. Here he is also. And let's bust this figure out. I gotta say, I think this is the biggest Mafex figure I've seen. Correct me if there's anybody who's seen a Mafex figure bigger than this. But I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, this is how the Venom figure should have been. Like, this guy is huge. So I'm excited. So there he is on the front. In the nice window. Like, look at how thick that box is. So here's that box compared to the Batman box. I'm going to do a video on Batman next. But man, look at that. Huge. Just a huge figure. There he is flexing on the side. There's a bunch of different images on the back, different poses, different things you can get him in. We get a lot of nice hands. You get two face sculpts. There's the official sticker on the bottom to make sure you don't get a bootlegged. There's the top, bottom, and the sides. There's that Batman Knightfall logo. Starting to cut the tape on the box on the top. And we're going to pull this monster out and get a good look at him. He just looks gorgeous. I'm so excited for this figure. Pre-ordered him a year ago and finally arrived today from Japan. And I'm going to carefully pull him out. He's heavy, man. He feels really heavy. And we got a lot of plastic around the joints. You just pull those off. Got them around the shoulders to prevent paint rub. And we got them around the neck. And, oh, if I could just carefully do this. Try not to damage him in any way. You can even see the details, like they put back hair on there. I don't know if you guys can see that in camera, but there's like little back hair lines there. That's awesome. So I appreciate the fine details. There he is in the torso. And there's that. I mean, they put a lot of plastic protection on this guy. Yeah, because I can see there's already just a little bit of paint rub from his belt there on his black pants. So it's necessary to protect the figure, but let's get a good look at him. And man, he looks great. This is just a thick, strong looking figure. Just hulking out. Yeah, so Bane is of Latino descent. I mean, there's a bunch of different sources. The main one I saw is that Bane is Cuban. I always just thought he was South American. He was born in or not born, but raised in a South American prison. There he is from behind. So he's supposed to have like a Latino sort of South American accent. But he was raised in prison, so he can speak many languages, and he may have like some sort of an accent. But Tom Hardy chose like a really odd accent to give him, but it worked. I enjoyed it. You know, people make fun of it, but I really loved the Tom Hardy version. I think the only thing that was missing in the Tom Hardy version in The Dark Knight Rises is the Venom. Like, I liked the idea that he was on a steroid, and you know, they just made him like a great fighter from the League of Shadows. But look at that figure. He just looks great. So let's check out the articulation. He has a nice crunch, nice back bend, lots of movement on the head. There's the wire connecting the Venom right to his brain. It just like shoots in his head right from his gauntlet there. He just presses a button and gets juiced. I wish they would have given us some roided out arms that you could swap out, you know, that showed lots of veins and stuff when he gets jacked and he activates the Venom. So that's a small critique. You can see the hair on his arms. So they gave him hairy arms. He doesn't have a hairy chest though, so he must wax his chest. Let's see. So he's on the double barbell. This is a little bit turned around, so I got to turn it so it's going the right way. It's a little bit twisted. That just pops on like so. We got the double jointed elbows. We got butterfly joints. You know, he can do some flies. Nice range of motion. Like, this guy is just huge. Get a full kick, can go up high. We got double jointed knees. Big, huge boots. I mean, his boots are giant. Ankle pivot is limited. Ankle joints hinge is also limited. We get toe articulation. Just look at the fine details even on the knees. You just see those lines and folds like in the clothing and the material. I appreciate that. His design is pretty simple initially. I mean, he looks like a Mexican wrestler, so he's wearing one of the Nacho Libre masks. If you ever seen that movie, Jack Black. He's got rotation in the bicep. There's a thigh hip rotation. It's more in the hip, it's not in the thigh. Like I said, double jointed knees. He can do a full straddle. So all the drop hinges there. So pretty much all the articulation you would want. What else? Wrist articulation. Just little pins there. And what else do we have? So let's get a good look at him. Just comes with another mask. This is a more sinister looking mask with like squinty eyes. So I think I actually like this one better. He looks a little bit more evil versus this neutral mask. And it looks like you gotta pull it apart like so. And it pops out of there like that. More like an SH Figuarts sort of Dragon Ball Z figure, where you can just swap the faces out. And I'm going to put this on like so. Make that nice and tight. No gap. I like that alternate face mask. He looks way more sinister like that. And the Dark Knight, I mean, they made him look more like Darth Vader. Sort of gave him like pain. He was in pain all the time. So instead of venom, he was getting like some sort of an opioid, I guess, to manage his pain. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of hands. So we get just some open hands. Look at his gloves. Looks like he's got brass knuckles on there. So those are some open hands. He gets, I don't know why they gave him like karate chop hands. So he has flat, flying, or karate chop hands. He has pointer finger hands. Like so. And then we have some grabby hands, some wrestler hands, like that. I'll probably portray him or display him with these hands. And then another set of open hands. So it's like, okay, I mean, that's a lot. You don't need that many hands. I would have preferred some swappable arms for when he has the venom injected into him. But just to get a look at his size compared to other Mafex figures, here he is next to Cyborg Superman. Cyborg Superman, sort of like the standard Jim Lee body sculpt that they've been using. He's huge. Like, he just looks huge. And that's how Venom should have been. Like, the Mafex Venom figure is so just tiny. He's barely taller than Spider-Man. So that's kind of a little bit of a disappointment. But yeah, this figure is awesome. This is the way to do it. Here he is compared to a Marvel Legend. This is Hydra Cap. Beautiful figure, by the way, if you don't have that one. So yeah, he's definitely bigger than Hydra Cap, but he's pretty darn big, which is exactly how he should be. So I love that. Let's see, here he is compared to Black Suit Peter Parker Spider-Man. So there's Peter Parker in the symbiote costume. So he looks pretty good. Great figure, guys. Bane from Knightfall. If you are a Batman fan, this is a must-have figure. He's gorgeous. The articulation is fantastic. You get 2 different head sculpts. You get as many hands. There's a display stand that you get. You always get the display stand. I'm not going to rip that out for the video, but he's great. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and God bless you all. Peace.